Motorola just did something that almost no one saw coming. It made its most affordable phones suddenly a lot less affordable. Overnight, the entire Moto G 2026 lineup in the US got hit with massive price hikes. And honestly, it changes everything about how these phones make sense. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. Now here's why this matters. The Moto G series has always been about one thing: value. You weren't getting flagship specs, but you were getting solid performance, big batteries, and reliable features at prices that felt easy to justify. That was the whole appeal. But when those prices jump this much, the entire equation starts to fall apart. Let's break it down. The Moto G Play 2026 went from $179.99 to $249.99. The regular Moto G 2026 jumped from $199.99 to $299.99. And the Moto G Power 2026? That one climbed from $399.99 to $499.99. These aren't small adjustments. We're talking about increases ranging from roughly 33% to a huge 50%. And that's where things start to feel off. Because when you look at what these phones actually offer, the upgrades over last year's models aren't dramatic enough to justify these kinds of price jumps. The Moto Power, for example, is now significantly more expensive without delivering a major leap in performance, camera, or design. This also explains something that didn't quite make sense before: the pricing of the Moto G Stylus 2026. That phone launched at $499.99, and at the time it felt oddly expensive compared to the rest of the lineup. But now, with the rest of the phones moving up in price, that gap suddenly looks more intentional. Motorola may be repositioning the entire lineup to sit at higher price tiers. So what's behind all this? The most likely reason is rising component costs, especially memory chips. The entire smartphone industry has been dealing with this, and it's definitely putting pressure on pricing. But here's the thing: other companies aren't reacting this aggressively. Some brands have only slightly increased prices or kept them stable while adjusting features. That's why Motorola's move stands out. It's not just an adjustment, it's a shift in strategy. And that shift creates a problem, because at these new prices, the Moto G phones are no longer competing with budget devices. They're now stepping into territory where you can find stronger alternatives: phones with better cameras, faster processors, or longer software support, often at similar or even lower prices when discounts kick in. That completely changes how easy these phones are to recommend. Before, it was simple. If you wanted a reliable budget phone, Moto G was a safe bet. Now you have to think twice. You're no longer choosing between cheap and good enough. You're choosing between mid-range options that are all competing hard. So what should you actually do if you were planning to buy one of these? Right now, the smartest move is simple: don't buy them at these new prices, at least not yet. Some third-party retailers are still selling them at the old prices, and that's where the real value still exists. Even without extra freebies, those original prices make a lot more sense. Another option is to wait. There's always a chance Motorola brings these prices back down through promotions or limited-time deals, and if that happens, these phones could become attractive again. But if neither of those options works, then it might be time to look elsewhere. The mid-range market is more competitive than ever, and there are plenty of alternatives that offer better overall value at similar price points. And here's the bigger picture: if Motorola is willing to raise prices this aggressively on its budget lineup, there's a good chance this trend could continue. Future devices, including upcoming foldables and mid-range models, might also launch at higher prices than expected. That could make it harder for Motorola to stay competitive, especially against brands that are being more cautious with pricing. At the end of the day, this isn't just about three phones getting more expensive. It's about a shift in what the Moto G series represents. And right now, it feels like that identity, the idea of affordable, easy-to-recommend smartphones, is starting to slip. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.